tooth is supported by tissues, which make sure the tooth stays where it is and can withstand the stresses of the functions of the oral cavity. Let's briefly discuss what these tissues are. Each tooth is only as good as the periodontal tissues which support it. There are 4 periodontal tissues: the gingiva, the cementum, the alveolar bone, and the periodontal ligament. The gingiva, or gums, is the mucosa lining the alveolar bone which surrounds the cervical portion of the teeth. There are 2 types. First is attached, which is keratinized to withstand the stress of prehension and chewing food. The second is the free gingiva, which surrounds the crown of the tooth. The cementum is a bone-like rigid connective tissue covering the tooth root. This anchors the tooth to the gingiva and the periodontal ligament. The periodontal ligament is a tough collagenous fiber which connects the tooth to the alveolar bone. It is vascular and has a lot of nerve supply. Lastly, the alveolar bone is a hard, compact bone which holds the teeth into the jaw bones. Radiographically, this bone line can be seen as a clear white line called the lamina dura. Visualizing the lamina dura in dental radiographs would say that the dental health of the animal is pretty good. In discussing surgeries of the oral cavity, we have to focus on the common surgeries because if we don't, we will still be discussing small animal surgery by the time you graduate. That's how many surgeries there are. That is the reason why that textbook is so damn thick. And I cannot discuss everything because, as you may have noticed, I do not discuss the technique itself only. I discuss the disease. I discuss the preoperative considerations. If I just focus my efforts on discussing the technique from incision to closure, you will not know why you're actually doing the surgery. So I'd rather focus my efforts on 1 or 2 surgeries rather than bombard you with a lot of surgical procedures which might not be that relevant in the future. Alright, the most common surgeries in the oral cavity would be dental prophylaxis. Yes, it is a surgery. Glossectomy, or the excision of the tongue or a part of the tongue. Mandibulectomy. Ranulas, and salivary mucoceles. Salivary mucoceles, you just drain it and that's it. You could remove the salivary gland, but again, dependent on the situation. So, for this lecture, we will only be focusing all our efforts in 1 surgery. That is the dental prophylactics. We will discuss this first. The others would be a part of some reading or video assignments. Watch the next video so that we could officially begin.